So we are just over 3 weeks away from Election Day, but early voting is already underway here in Ohio. Lots of important races and issues being decided. And for Lucas County residents, one issue everyone will have a say in is new funding for the Toledo Lucas County Public Library. Joining us today to talk about the library's request on the ballot is Executive Director Jason Kucsma. Thanks for being here today. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
So it's been a little while since the library has asked for new money in terms of building, right?
Sure, yeah. So we do have an operating levy that the public supports. We passed it by 72% a couple years ago, but it's been almost 30 years since we've asked for capital dollars. In that time, we've built 7 new buildings, renovated almost 20 buildings, and done countless renovations, all through doing the same thing we do with our homes, right? Which is saving when we have that little extra money or borrowing. But that strategy is kind of run up against the wall right now with a lot of the needs that we have within the system.
It's been about 30 years, yeah.
About 30 years, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so this money, it's about $35 on a $100,000 home. So, the average house in Lucas County is about $160. You're looking at maybe $5 a month, something like that when you really do the math.
Yeah, it's about $3 a month, and I think we know that that's not something we take lightly when we're asking anybody to dig into their pockets. And so I think we tried to come up with a conservative number. We have a lot of needs throughout the system. We have a master plan that really guides us in all the work that we need to do to take care of all of our 20 locations. And I think that's something that, all of us have our favorite branch that we go to on a regular basis, but we're an operation of 20 locations, 400 employees. So there's a lot to take care of. And I think one of the things that I'm really proud of is how well we take care of our spaces. It's hard to make the case that we need to do work when all the places look so nice, but truly there's a lot of work that we can do to make them better community resources.
Yeah, I think the voters will walk in and say, hey, it looks great, but they do want to know where the money is going to go. So can you give us any idea on where this money will go, what kind of projects?
Yeah, so I mentioned we have the master plan. We promise to touch every location in the county, in addition to considering potentially a new location in southwest Lucas County that we're working on. But we've been working both with our master plan, but we've also worked with the Ability Center to do an accessibility audit of all of our locations. And so we'll lay that accessibility audit over top of our master plan that really kind of tells us how many meeting rooms we need to have, what kind of spaces and amenities those spaces need that we don't currently have. Many of our children's areas just kind of pale in comparison to Main Library or the Mott branch or even King or Sylvania, some of the recent renovations that we've done. And so we know that we've got some work to do to come back to kind of give that same experience to people all throughout the county. So laying that accessibility audit over top of that, we know that we want to be one of the most accessible public library systems in the country. This will help us do that, and it will also help us continue to make the library system a really important asset for each neighborhood.
Do you get feedback, from the community? Hey, I would love to see this or that, or how much does that weigh into decision making?
Absolutely. I mean, we can't do this work in a vacuum, and so we always ask the community. Earlier this year, we took a poll on our website and in our branches, and we got about 5,000 people responded to that survey, and 91% of them gave us an approval rate, a satisfaction approval rating, and so we were proud of that. And a lot of them did say, look, we know that the population's expanding. 65% of the people said, you should probably consider, another location in places where population's booming in Lucas County. And the number of the people that responded from places that we know need work also said, my library's fine, but it could be better. And so we know there's work to do there.
Yeah, so this is coming up. People are voting now, and Election Day officially on November 5th. But if this goes through, what will this mean for the community?
We are a National Medal Award-winning library system, and it's something that we're really proud of. And honestly, we think that our communities deserve the best from their public library system, including our facilities. And so what this will mean is within the next 5, 10, 15 years, we will tackle all of our locations in some fashion or another. So we know about a dozen of the places need some minor reconfiguration, some upgrades. We know that we got a handful of places that need some significant expansions. Sanger Branch, for example, was on the list a long time ago. We didn't have the funding to do that. That's one of our busiest branches. We're also in the middle of building the Washington branch up on Alexis and Tremainsville that's going to replace the old branch on Harvest. And so combine that additionally with Holland. We were talking with the Village of Holland. That branch, we expected to see a drop in traffic there when we built the King Road branch just a couple miles north of there, and we didn't see that. So we know that there's about 10,000 square feet we need in that space to accommodate all the community needs there and all the kids who are going there after school.
As you mentioned, those kids areas are super important, and yeah, as you said, Main Library is fantastic, but to see some of that come to the other branches too would be something as well. Okay, thank you so much for coming in, explaining all of that, because you know, the voters are going, I don't know if I have the $3.
We
or
spend a
the
lot of
$5.
time focusing on civic literacy. We want to inform voters, and we hope we get some support. So I appreciate the time.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here today.